Hey guys, I'm Ash, and as ever, I'm joined by Tim on the Calf Kick Sports podcast. Today, we have a super special guest. She's a Commonwealth Wrestling Championship gold medalist, a ONE Championship competitor, and in my eyes, and in our eyes, a future MMA legend in the making, Ritu Phogat. And thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, and good. Thanks.
Thanks also to Natasha for translating as well, helping with the translation. But yeah, I'm really happy to have you on, Ritu, coming off a big win against Meng Bo. I mean, how's training going generally?
Yeah, training बहुत अच्छी चल रही है बिल्कुल, और अभी यहाँ पे कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शन है कि हम एक ही पार्टनर के साथ कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो सब चीजें छोड़कर अपनी मतलब अच्छी मेहनत कर रहे हैं और नेक्स्ट मैच के लिए भी अभी तैयारी कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, so training's been going really well. There are some restrictions that have been imposed there, but keeping all that aside, she's training really hard for her next match, and she hopes that she will be able to perform well.
Yeah, and she looked great out there in that fight as well. Overcoming a little bit of adversity, but definitely coming on strong in the latter rounds. Yeah, I mean, was there a particular? I mean, I've always, I know that your cardio is very good in general. Was there a particular focus for cardio in that fight?
नहीं, कोई मतलब मेन फोकस वैसा तो कुछ नहीं था, लेकिन जो हम बेसिक ट्रेनिंग करते हैं वही रूटीन था हमारा, और वही ट्रेनिंग कर रहे थे, और कुछ मतलब फाइट को लेके कुछ मतलब टेक्निकली कुछ मतलब अपोनेंट को रीड करके कुछ वो ट्रेनिंग थी तो वो किए हैं, और स्पेशल कुछ नहीं था.
Yeah, so she says nothing special as such, but the learning of the opponent that happens before the match, that is something that she had done. She had done her homework well, and her training was pretty much as usual. So nothing special. That's her usual training.
And speaking of training, Ritu, you were doing training with your father starting at 4 a.m. Now, we've had previous guests on the show who mentioned that training wrestling was harder than training for MMA. Do you find that to be true?
मैं यही कहूंगी कि क्योंकि बचपन से हमने बहुत हार्ड ट्रेनिंग की है, तो मतलब अगर पापा की कंपैरिजन करूं पापा की ट्रेनिंग से और इससे, तो ये बहुत इजी है, क्योंकि पापा की ट्रेनिंग बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड होती थी, बहुत ही ज्यादा, तो ये इजी है.
Okay, she says if she compares it to her father's training, that was something really difficult. So for her, the current training is merely a cakewalk.
That's great to hear. And also, your next opponent will be Itsuki Hirata. She's a judoka from Japan. What opportunities do you see, and what might be the game plan? Sorry, how do you think your skills will match up to Itsuki Hirata?
जो मेरी अपोनेंट है मतलब वो बहुत अच्छी है, और अब तक अनबीटेड, मतलब वो अभी तक हारी नहीं है, तो बिल्कुल, और टॉप 8 में है, तो बिल्कुल वो बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छी है, तो बिल्कुल मैं अपनी ट्रेनिंग कर रही हूँ और अपना वहाँ पे बेस्ट दूंगी, और रिजल्ट पता नहीं क्या होगा, लेकिन मैं वहाँ पे जाके अपना बेस्ट देने वाली हूँ.
Okay, so she says yes, her next opponent is a toughie. She's been undefeated and she's been in the top 8. While Ritu is not aware of the results, all she knows is she's putting her heart and soul into it. She's training to the best of her ability to make sure that she comes out as a winner.
So yeah, I mean, changing gears a little bit. I'm going to go back to your wrestling roots. Just asking a little bit about that. What do you prefer, Ritu? Do you prefer wrestling on mud, or do you prefer wrestling on a mat?
मैं मैट पे रेसलिंग करना ज्यादा पसंद करती हूँ.
Yeah, she prefers wrestling on the mat.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Ritu, about the future of wrestling and mixed martial arts in India, and especially as it pertains to women. Do you hope that there's going to be a lot of growth in the future with MMA and wrestling in India?
बिल्कुल, जब से मैंने मिक्स मार्शल आर्ट ज्वाइन किया है, बिल्कुल मैं देख रही हूँ कि काफी लोग इंटरेस्ट ले रहे हैं, और काफी जो यंग जनरेशन है वो भी मतलब वो भी चाह रहे हैं अपना मतलब मिक्स मार्शल आर्ट में अपना करियर बनाना, और दंगल मूवी के बाद भी मतलब काफी लोगों में सोच में बदलाव आया है, तो लड़कियां अब मतलब किसी भी क्षेत्र में पीछे हटने से नहीं डर रही हैं, वो भी आगे आ रही हैं। तो बिल्कुल मुझे इन फ्यूचर बिल्कुल लग रहा है कि फ्यूचर में इंडिया में मिक्स मार्शल आर्ट मतलब एक अलग लेवल पे जाने वाला है।
Okay. So she says, yes, there's been a lot of interest when it comes to wrestling and MMA in India, especially after the movie Dangal. The movie just made these sports more mainstream in India, and she's seeing that there is a shift in perception when it comes to women and girls. Even the newer generation, they are taking this new kind of fondness towards these combat sports. And she thinks that women are not shying away from getting into the circle and taking it on as full-fledged career. So yes, she definitely thinks that the future is bright and shining for wrestling and MMA among women in India.
That's great. That's what we'd love to hear. So I just, we normally ask like some of our guests this question. So we've asked this fairly recently. So, a lot of fighters have come out very candidly, Nick Diaz, George St. Pierre, Darren Till even recently saying that they get really stressed before big fights. Do you go through stress yourself? Like, how do you manage that? Before going into a big fight?
पर्सनली मैं मतलब मैच से पहले कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं लेती, मैं मतलब एक एंजॉय करती हूँ जो भी मैंने ट्रेनिंग के यही है, मैं एक्साइटेड रहती हूँ जब भी मेरा मैच होता है कि मैं कब रिंग में जाकर अपनी स्किल दिखाऊं, कब अपना 100% दूं, जो मैंने मेहनत की है वो मैं रिंग में जाके दिखाऊं। तो मैं किसी तरह का स्ट्रेस नहीं लेती, एंजॉय करती हूँ मैच को।
Okay. Personally, Ritu is someone who stays away from stress. She's usually very excited before her fights because she thinks it's an opportunity for her to go and showcase her skills, go and showcase her prowess in the circle, to her fans. And all she goes in thinking that she's there to enjoy herself and to give it her best. So I don't think she crumbles under stress or pressure because she takes none of it.
Then that's the right attitude to have, isn't it? Definitely.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Now, we ask every fighter who comes on the show, we ask them this question. A lot of fighters have signature brands, such as signature tequilas or signature hot sauces. If Ritu Phogat had a signature brand, what would her signature brand be?
Under Armour.
Huh?
Under Armour.
Ritu, Under Armour. और क्यों?
क्योंकि अंडर आर्मर का भी ये कि वो अपने गोल तक मतलब पहुंचने तक ये मतलब जो भी उनका गोल होता है वो वहां तक पहुंचने वो करते हैं, और मेरा भी सेम वही गोल है कि मैं अपने गोल तक पहुंच।
अंडर आर्मर क्या होता है?
ब्रांड।
अच्छा, ओके, ठीक है. So she says it's Under Armour, and because Under Armour has the goals focused, and she thinks that that she's just like Under Armour where she's focused on her goals. So yeah, she thinks it's Under Armour. But you wanted to describe a particular thing, right?
Oh, that's a great answer. I think Under Armour is a great answer. That's fantastic. Okay. No, that's perfect. Okay. One last question, and then we'll wrap it up and get you out of here. But we wanted to ask, looking into the future, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where does the MMA fighter Ritu Phogat find herself?
अभी तक इतना लंबा नहीं सोचा है, बस यही है कि जो भी करना है मिक्स मार्शल आर्ट में MMA में करना है, और मतलब इंडिया में मतलब जो भी मिक्स मार्शल आर्ट में जो अपना कैरियर बनाना चाहते हैं उनके लिए एक प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करनी है ताकि उनको किसी तरह की मतलब परेशानी ना हो.
Okay. She's not thought that far, but she says all she wants to is, she wants to make sure that she's inspiring a lot of people, and she's giving a platform to a lot of Indians who aspire to enter the MMA circle. And yeah, she just wants them to fulfill their goals. She wants to be the wind beneath their wings. And yeah,
I absolutely love to hear it. That sounds fantastic. Now we're going to wrap it up. We are the Calf Kick Sports Podcast. My name is Tim Ween with Tim Ween MMA. He is Ash at ashmma.cks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your time, Natasha. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you.